question of you, and that is, many times mayors don't take the opportunity to state how they feel about a particular development. And I think that that's unfortunate, and sometimes a disservice for us as councilors to have the wisdom of the mayor. And so I would encourage you, if you feel like you want to enter the debate in a way that you don't feel comfortable as a chair, we could exchange seats at that point. I'd be happy to make that happen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, David. It's funny, I had a discussion with Kathy tonight. I said, you know, the trouble is in most cases you tend to direct and guide and whatever, and you don't get an opportunity. But thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, we'll open the table up for questions, concerns, comments, ideas. Councillor Simpson.
I'm going to start off with the trail. That is an issue for me. I heard the debate on it, and Mr. Morrison was kind enough to give us a synopsis of the wording that he's produced, but I'd like him to go through it because I'm not entirely sure, but I think it probably does the trick, maybe. But when I went down and walked the area, I found that if there is an exit to the rear of the property, and I'm just worried about that wording, how that would work.
Thank you. Director Morrison, was your thought to have a presentation before council again this evening, or just highlight those particulars from the discussion last week?
No, Your Worship, I wasn't intending to make a presentation, but ready to speak to any questions or issues that council may wish me to. And again, as Councillor Simpson indicated, I had made a couple suggestions by an email just this afternoon, which comes from discussions I've been having with the developer this week, which may provide an opportunity for council to consider some changes to the agreement that's before you tonight. And there was two issues, and one is in relation to the trail. There seemed to be concern about not having the details of how a northern exit might work, and we still don't have those, and I think it's reasonable to assume we won't have them. Council will have to determine whether they think the language protects the town's interests enough in this regard. The initial proposal that you looked at last week did have an approval required by the engineer, the town engineer, for any arrangement for that north exit. And that would primarily refer to issues of traffic and safety concerns, because there will be some issues that need to be looked at the intersection of Harborside Drive and Front Street, where this exit would come out. But there was no reference in that clause to protection of the rail trail. And I think it's clear that all three parties involved here, the town, the developer, and the railroad company owner, all have an interest in seeing that trail at least maintained, if not improved. So I've placed some wording, or suggested some wording, that could be added to the agreement to, in fact, make it clear that the town would, or at least that trail would have to be preserved or improved, and at a cost, the developer's cost, if in fact it had to be relocated in some way, just to at least provide some more protection for the town, or more surety, I guess, that in fact the trail would be protected. So that's what that wording was added for, or suggested, and the developer has agreed to that wording. The second thing, I might as well continue, Your Worship, because I'm sure this will come up. There was a lot of concern about the hotel use of the property, and the 33% that was allowed for hotel use of the total room nights. And in discussions with the developer, he has agreed to reduce that to 20%. So if council were in the debate tonight decided they would like to move that number, the developer would be in favor, and you would be in agreement with a reduction to 20%. So other than that, Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything else to add at this time, but again, happy to answer questions. We do have the 3D display here, or any of the other parts of the report that were given before, if council wants to see them.
Just to, can I have a quick follow-up?